Cubs are already 0-2 at the bottom of the A-hole standings, one game behind all four other teams who have not played yet. Uh, did you get to listen? I know you were definitely paying attention to game one because you were sending me obnoxious text messages.
That's right. I'm mid-season form, everyone. I'm wired up. I'm obnoxious. I'm giving Cub taunts early. I text all
You're
my
in
Cub
mid-season
friends
form.
the L flag.
You were texting multiple people, not just
Oh
me.
yes. Oh yeah. No, I'm all over it.
Okay,
I'm
great.
on it. I'm on
Good to
it.
know.
I'm trying to get you riled up for this episode, and
At like fucking 8 a.m. Like I could deal with something a little bit better in the afternoon, but I don't think I need it first game, first thing in the morning. But
listen, you just get up, you shotgun a beer, and then you get into it.
Yeah, on a Tuesday morning.
Yeah, you got
I
a little
I
bit.
have the
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just
Oh,
gonna say, I thought it was interesting on game one that you had the biggest anti-Cub team you could put in there. Lifelong Sox fan and now broadcaster for the Detroit Tigers, Jason Benetti and AJ Przinsky.
they were doing the Fox call, the Fox television feed. Marquee Network was also broadcasting. I didn't catch either of those. I was listening on the score. Actually, I tried to listen on the score and it kicked me off because I'm out of market, and then switch over to the MLB app. I I have the advantage at least being in the Eastern time zone. So the game started at 6 a.m. versus everyone in Chicago is dealing with 5 a.m. But I don't get up that early anymore. So I happen to be my old man routine, famously taking a piss in the middle of the night. It usually ends up being around 6 a.m. So I actually woke up right around game time, flipped on the game, and was kind of like sleeping and listening at the same time. So there's details I missed, but I didn't miss much considering the results of both games. So I didn't catch any of the Benetti or AJ things. I saw, I got some of the highlights, and they were definitely took their opportunities to take some jabs at the Cubs, which is not hard to do, and especially with those two guys. Probably the most bombastic anti-Cubs broadcasters you could ever actually have on a team together. It was actually perfect in that regard. So
I know. I thought it was crazy. I was like, wait, who's calling this? Doesn't seem right.
It wasn't Benetti on game 2 today, though. It was Adam Amin, I think, who's actually from Chicago as well. He's not nearly as one-sided. I'm not sure if he's a Cubs or a Sox fan, but still AJ was there to throw in his 2 cents. But regardless, the Cubs, I was hoping at best they would split the series and come back 500. That was not going to happen when you walk the fucking world. I think they had 21 walks over 2 games.
15.
Is that right?
15? No, 15. Okay. 15 walks.
And the Cubs struck out 21 times over 2 games.
There you go.
That I remember. Yeah. Okay, you got all the stats there. Sorry, I'm sleepy. So it's just defense was terrible. They had. Do you have the number of errors they
had
committed
2
over?
errors in the first game. The double play didn't happen. Got thrown into the.
That lost the lead the brief lead they had in the series in game 1. The failure to complete the double play that basically lost that game.
And I think to make matters worse in game 1 too is, we talked ad nauseum on here, about they should have gone out and got a third baseman. How do you, what are your thoughts of having a rookie take the reins this season, and what does that do for the team? And Shaw had a throwing error also in game 1, along with abysmal 1-for-9 performance at the plate. So, I mean, it's 2 games, but
that's
that asshole take on it right now is it looked exactly like the Cubs from last year, and to go into complete panic mode, I don't think would be would be completely out of the question, seeing as 10 of those 15 walks came from the bullpen, area they were supposed to shore up, and they did not, obviously. I mean...
Well, Imanaga had at least 4. He may have had more walks, and that was really disappointing. That's one really disappointing, or one major different. One thing I'd say that doesn't look like last year, because Imanaga was great. Justin Steele, very mediocre today. That was not the case last year. So starting pitching is looked mediocre, which was not the case last year. The offense, though, you're right. It looks identical, just kind of anemic, and the middle of the order was like 2 for 30 or something. I don't know if you've got that stat pulled up, but
I have one that's probably more important: 2 for 14 with runners in scoring position. You're not going to
yeah,
win. Not going to win any fucking games with that. Those are White Sox numbers, folks. Not. Those are Chicago White Sox numbers right there.
yeah. Tucker finally got a hit. Ended up being a meaningless double in the ninth inning. It looked like they're going to start a rally that fizzled out, but it was good to at least he got a hit. But again, it's 2 games. It's bizarre circumstances. It's against the world champions, potentially 2-time world champions when we get to our Nostradamus predictions. But uh, it's not surprising, I guess. I'm just disappointed how the Cubs looked. Um, and just to be in the hole already is frustrating. But now they can regroup. They're headed back. They've got plenty of time. The way they built this schedule, they've got plenty of time to get rid of the jet lag again and get back to Arizona. Then they start the season playing Arizona, so they don't have to make any time adjustments, or I don't know if they stay in the same. Yeah, but they can probably just stay wherever they've been staying throughout spring training and start that first series. So that part they can get reacclimated fairly quickly. So they just got to stop walking the world. That's the thing. I think the offense will pick up. We've got Nico Horner coming back as part of that.
That helped the defense too.
Yeah, absolutely at second base. Seiya Suzuki. This is kind of a showcase for him as he is actually from Tokyo, not just Japan. Not just Japan. I heard Holmes and Spiegel talking about it this afternoon. It's like he's got anxiety or something. I think that stage really affected him. It was like overwhelming for him somehow with all that pressure being the hometown boy, maybe being overshadowed by other Japanese stars. But other examples of his anxiety is he can't catch he can't play the outfield. He can't catch a ball. He starts thinking too much and he botches so many plays in the outfield. So there's something weird with Suzuki, and he turns it on from time to time and goes on long stretches where he looks like a top 5 player, offensive player in baseball. But it's just you can tell there's something mental going on with him, and I guess this scenario would exacerbate it. I'm sure he was 0 for 9, 0 for 8 in the series. I don't know if you've got that pulled up, but that's something that's certainly going to improve at some point. But I don't know. Do you have any other thoughts before we move away from this
No,
despicable
I
series?
mean, obviously, the asshole take on this whole thing is the Cubs are what we thought they were. It's the football quote, the Denny Screen football quote,
Yeah.
and they don't really have a. They're going to have 83 wins again this year.
Do they look? I mean, you and I
They
talked about that before. Like
yeah,
they're projected to
they
be a 92 win team. Like I don't really
yeah.
see it. Maybe
I
maybe a little better than last year, but
I mean, obviously they only used Justin Turner as a pinch hitter, struck
yeah,
out and got a walk. Uh, struck out. I think struck out in game one, and then got a walk in game
you got to
two.
walk
But
today. Yeah,
yeah, so because I caught the sixth, I think the sixth inning on today. But uh, this game as a whole, I get why they do it. It's just silly. It's stupid. And the real take on it is the Cubs are still in fucking spring training. No
yeah,
pitchers fully stretched out, and the Dodgers are loaded. The Dodgers didn't
yeah.
have Mookie Betts. Did we notice? No, we didn't fucking notice. They didn't have Freddie
They didn't have Freddie
Freeman.
Freeman.
Did we
Yeah.
notice? No, we didn't notice. And that's a fucking
Wow.
crime. That's almost like a baseball crime.
Wow.
Like if
Yeah.
either one of our teams had those guys on it and they were out, it would be super noticeable.
The
But
Dodgers just will not miss a beat.
no, it's frustrating. It's annoying and frustrating from not being a Dodgers fan. But
There are
I mean,
plenty of Dodgers fans in Tokyo. I can tell you they
oh my
estimated it was like
god,
95% Dodgers fans there, which makes sense with Shohei, of course,
yeah.
who was basically a deity there. Um,
Yeah, he's such a deity. He gets a home run when it's kind of like touched by a fan and didn't
oh,
really clear
okay.
the wall.
I'm
But
glad you brought that up because I
I
wasn't
mean,
sure what
that's a
your
ground
take would
rule.
be on
That's a
that.
ground rule double to me.
It seemed obvious that it was fan interference and it was gonna scrape. They could even call it a wall scraper. I'm like, well, that's the the definition of a not a home run.
Yeah,
And yet, we'll call it a home run, then we'll review it. Oh yeah, it's a home run. It's fucking
yeah,
Shohei in Tokyo. Just
sure.
give it to him. It's fine. That was bizarre.
Yeah, I've never like. Wow, I was like, that is really like for a reviewable play that was reviewed. That is like kind of shady, you know. Not
Yeah,
that, not
I
that it
mean,
mattered at the end, but what does it do? What
no,
if the Cubs lost by 1 run?
that's what I
Because
was thinking. Like,
these games count, even though it's like
yeah,
it feels like they shouldn't count, but they do. Like you said, the Cubs are starting the season off 0-2, and for them to go ahead and treat it like it's an exhibition game to give Otani a home run and get the crowd jacked up
yeah.
and do it for media reasons, for publicity, it it's ridiculous. It's sad, actually.
Maybe we talked about this last show, but do you think there'd be fewer people in the crowd or less fervor if these were exhibition games? Do you think Japan would be like, they're not real games, so
No,
why would we bother?
I
They
don't
had
think so.
10,000 people show up to practices
Yes,
before this series started. Why these just should not be regular season games. It makes no sense. It's terrible for everyone involved except for the Dodgers, which they don't need any more advantages than they already have. So do this. I think they should go to Japan every year. Send a couple teams. It's probably got to be the Dodgers every year, just because they have all the Japanese stars. Maybe it's the Cubs Dodgers because we've got plenty too, and the Cubs are very interested in tapping into the Japanese market as uh, both in revenue terms, but also the player pool. That is a stated goal of Jed Hoyer is to take advantage of that market. See if they can mine Japanese talent and place that in the roster. So, but don't make it a fucking real game. Like it's just ridiculous. So hopefully this doesn't cost them, more issues down the road, like jet lag shit. They experience severe effects after the London games. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
yeah, it was
Um,
last year, like in the middle of the season, right?
yeah, they went into a slump. Yeah, because they don't have
Yeah,
time to come back, and the jet lag is less severe going to England versus Japan, but they definitely went into a slump after that, and that shit's crazy. But at least this time they've built in enough time for them to get back and reacclimate. I don't think no one's going to use it as an excuse. At least I pledge to not use it as an excuse, as they do start in Arizona in like I think it's 10 more days, 9 or 10 days. So they should be fine by then. So I don't know. I just think the simple solution is yes, keep this for marketing purposes. Maybe shift it around to different teams so it's not the same franchises affected every time, but then make it a fucking exhibition series. Ridiculous.
yeah, and even if it let's just say it remains it's probably gonna remain obviously it counts kind of like
Yeah,
the
because the cat's out of
kind
the
of like
bag. You're right.
yeah, kind of like the All-Star game, but at one point, but um what happens if you did, why not just push it back and just like to the start of the end of spring training. So there's like say there's 4 games left in spring training. 2 of the last 4 are played in Japan, and then the team just comes back, reacclimates for a couple days, and whoever
Mm.
played in that game gets to stay on the West Coast.
I think you need more than a couple days. I think that's what they learned from doing this years ago. That's what they tried before, and it fucked everybody up. So they wanted to build in at least a week, just so that you couldn't say that there's any issues. I think if anything, why not start spring training in Japan? Just have those two teams start their routines. Get there, the week when pitchers and catchers report, or maybe later than that, but then play your first couple of spring training games. I guess you wouldn't. Then you'd lose the time there and the time back. You wouldn't play as many spring training games as everybody else. But
Yeah,
do we need
there's
a full? Do we need a full month of spring training games anyway? Like it seems kind of ridiculous.
it's just
I guess
about
you need time stretching starting pitchers out. I guess is
right.
the main issue, but it seems like there's better ways to do it.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. I've always found this series annoying. For some reason I found it less annoying this year. I don't know why. I
Yeah, because the Cubs lost both games, and you got to
may
celebrate and
maybe
taunt all your
that
Cubs fan friends.
maybe that's why we flew the L for 2 days. Flew the L.
I didn't get that one
I
today. Thank you.
I didn't send one today. I didn't want you guys all in the fetal position in the corner shaking. So
Hmm,
just left it
we'll be okay.
alone. Yeah. So
Well,
I think that's
I
enough
think that's
about
enough.
that.
Enough. Enough with the Cubs. Jesus, we're 0-2. We'll get over it.
Word Hole Media.